Hey, good morning, folks. What up? Good afternoon. I'm sorry. We got a good show today. Hope you guys are ready to listen to it. Man, there's some. Ooh, if there was ever a time when our Constitution was under attack, today and yesterday was it. We in trouble, folks. Go ahead.
Yemen. I forgot to talk about that yesterday. That was on my list.
We sure did.
And Musk and apartheid.
Yep.
And where is the outreach? And if we have time, the shift, transfer of wealth.
All right. See you later on the show, people.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right, we starting out here. We got something good going on. Just like we said earlier, people, we are here. I don't know where to start at. This is just. Oh, I've been hearing from my friends, my people, and my spiritual leader. My spiritual leader said, "Stand still,
Stand still.
stand still, and watch the glory of the Lord." It's hard to do that, but hey, that was his words to his people. Are we his people? Are we his people? Are we his people? You cannot mess with the Lord and expect things to be okay. You can't do it. I don't have a fear of a lot of things, but I got a fear that I'm not gonna mess with him. I'm not gonna sit here and do all be an atheist or all that other stuff. I'm not my makeup. Not gonna do that. I'll do anything else, a whole lot of other stuff, but not that. Anyway, I'm gonna stand still. I done got the word. Stand still. He's a very powerful man. Stand still. I watched in the Bible. It says he brought a plague upon the.
Ooh.
He brought a plague upon them. Well, Ted, it's upon us. It is upon us. He's bringing down. He hasn't brought the. He brought the plague already. Now he's bringing all that bad stuff. These hurricanes and tornadoes and stuff is coming through this country, man. Tearing up some stuff. He done got floods and stuff that done came in. All them folks up there who
They don't want to wake up, Ed.
in trouble, man. They in trouble. And guess what? He just he. If you look at the whole thing, Ted, look at this whole country. He brought that right through the middle of this country, right in the heart of in the heart of Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. You bring it.
Earthquakes, bro.
Out.
They had earthquakes in
Better look
Malibu.
out. Better look out, folks. Better look out, people.
Y'all don't like ugly, bro.
Yeah.
You don't like ugly.
Yeah. Hey, man. You see it. Yesterday, what, the other day, what, Friday, what, 20-some people dead right in the heart. Mississippi. Arkansas. He already hit Kentucky. And them people up there hurt you so bad, tears a crying shame. And guess what? Ain't nobody saying nothing about it.
Nothing about it.
Nothing.
Just like they're not saying nothing about all these protests going on around the country and the world.
Ain't nothing been said. Ain't nothing been said. Right there in West Virginia, nothing been said. Them people is suffering. And the governor up there, who's a Republican governor and stuff, told people everything is all right. We ain't going. And them folks is hitting the ceiling over there. They cussing them out now. The news that we do get comes from these people who are inside of these meetings, and they putting that stuff online because that's the only way it's getting out. The only way it's getting out. Because them national folks ain't said a word. Not one mumbling word. You remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, when that Simon told this news folks, get out of my news folks. Get out of this news conference.
Yep.
And they got up and left. And what did we say? That if they was about anything and the news media was very strong, the rest of them should have got up and left too.
Absolutely.
But they didn't. They sat there and watched one of their people get thrown out and never opened their mouth or said a word. Well, the other day, our famous young lady, JC, was on this program. The announcer's name is Alan Smith, I think it is, and he's got his, I forget the name of the show and everything, but it was on. And the gentleman during the conversation with her asked her, he said, what about our media? She says, we have a freedom of the press, which is the First Amendment in the Constitution. And she said they have a bunch of cowards out there in the news media because, and she mentioned the Associated Press being kicked out of the presidential press conference. And she said exactly what we had said. All of them should have got up and walked out the door. You talking about a powerful message. You can't ask for nothing powerful than that, because how are you going to have a news conference if the news people ain't there? You done already cut his throat. He cannot do anything. That's everybody. He can't jump on all of you guys. He done sit there and emasculated one of your folks, and you sat there and watched him do it. Okay, Ted, you're next.
Well, I'm going to start with a little bit about Yemen. Now, few years back, we talked about Yemen, and because I like to know what's going on around the world. And at that time, the certain group of people was really battling against Saudi Arabia. And that's been going on for quite a few years, back and forth, back and forth. And the Yemen people are a different kind of people They're, working people, struggling, what have you. But there are groups of people that are against Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia comes in there and gets a lot, uses some of their resources over there in Yemen. Also, at the same time, a lot of these people making money on these I guess you won't call them rebels. They make money on all kinds of things, as far as keeping themselves sustainable. You know, blocking certain things and all that kind of thing, going through uh, different rivers and all that kind of thing. Well, several days ago, there was major bombing. There's always been some kind of conflict with these people over the years, and you have the military people, maybe doing some lightweight bombing and trying to stop them from messing with the commercial ships and that kind of thing, and regular ships that's just traveling through. Well, he did some major bombing. Over 50 people killed and a few children. And they put it, the first time they put it on the news. Now, I wasn't aware that United States was involved over the few years. I guess it was, it was like hush hush. Maybe it was on the news. I haven't never read it. But I know those Houthis or whatever they call them, there's a group of people that's fighting against the government. They want to have their own government, their own state, their own country. But some of them get along with the Yemen people. But they're definitely against Saudi Arabia. So I don't know what's going to transpire there, but according to the administration, they're getting ready to devastate this group of people. And whether innocent people get killed or not, it don't matter. So over 50 people have died. Now, the other thing is that I want to talk about is Musk and apartheid. He was raised and born during apartheid. His father took over a whole mining company and worked those slaves, those, I should say, civilians, African people, like dogs. A lot of them died mining that silver, gold, whatever they was mining for. And the apartheid was real during his time. I think he was born in 71 or something like that, or 61. I don't know exactly what day he was born. But Ronald Reagan, he did what you call a Comprehensive Anti-Apartheid Act in 1986. Title 1, Policy of the United States with respect to ending apartheid, required U.S. policies towards South Africa to be designed to bring about the establishment of a non-racial democracy in South Africa. And that's when all that stuff started changing. Because Ronald Reagan, at first, he was for apartheid. And he got so much pressure from not only the black community, but from other facets, because they were actually real racist people, like Nazis. So the reason why I brought it up is that that's during his time. He saw one phase, the apartheid, and then he saw no apartheid. And they lost their power in South Africa. They still got power now, a lot of power, but they have lost their power. That's what I think is behind this, why he's destroying America. And he has his rich millionaires in some certain parts of Europe that's have been backing him up for years. And that's why he's a billionaire. So that's why he's here to destroy America, the payback. This is the payback. Because we shut down apartheid. We didn't do anything. The only thing we did was made a comprehensive anti-apartheid act. Wasn't no soldiers over there to stop it. They didn't protect the Africans over there with our military or nothing. They just said, okay, we no longer agree to their lifestyle, treating those Africans like slaves. So that's what I think is what's behind this whole Elon Musk buying the presidency, almost $300 million, because they know they got a doofus in the office, and he can be kind and finagle with money. All you gotta do is give him some money and then give him, always say how smart he is or give him praise. And that's what they do. Give him money and they give him praise. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean no harm by it. What is our black organizations doing? What they at? Do anybody know? We got Al Sharpton's group, we got Urban League, we got NAACP, and God knows what else that's out there. And maybe they are doing something, but the outreach is limited. They keep saying, at least we keep saying, we need to educate the people. We need to let the people know. Well, what are they doing? Are they educating the people? Are they going and having meetings themselves and telling people, hey, this is the party or whatever? I know you're a nonprofit, but you can say, if you want your Social Security to stay intact, if you want your Medicare to stay intact, if you want your Medicaid to stay intact, if you want your housing to stay intact, what are they doing? Where's the outreach? How come they ain't out there knocking on doors and saying, hey, we're going to have a town meeting. We're going to discuss what's going on and how you feel it. What's your grievance? They got a lot of power. They got a lot of power. Al Sharpton is on TV every day. The Urban League guys on TV every week. NAACP, they're having banquets and all kind of TV shows. But where is the outreach? Where's the outreach in the community? I know you got local offices all over the place, but it's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. You gotta have a group. You should. If I don't know what you all's membership is, y'all need to come together and get 10, 15, 20,000 people and get out there and do your part and do the outreach. You want more money? So you want to be going to all these corporate people to pay your paycheck? Maybe you'll have more members if you do more outreach. And demand these Congress people to come to your town halls. Not just before election day. Okay, that's all I gotta say for now. I'll save my transfer of wealth later if we got time.
Oh, you're gonna have plenty of time. Plenty of time. I feel right now about what you just said about the our leadership out there in the community. And remember what I said earlier, that all of the big major stuff that we see out there is happening to a particular group of people. And sometimes it's good to wait to see exactly where the chip's going to be falling. And we've already seen the the disaster and stuff that can be inflicted, and most of that pain is being inflicted on those folks there in Wall Street, those farmers up there in the Midwest, those states and stuff in the Southeast and the South, all Confederate MAGA states. And that pain is being inflicted upon them real bad. And I know that we're in the crosshairs too, because they're talking about messing with Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. So sometimes, Ted, when you are fighting a war, if you're fighting too many fronts, you're going to wind up losing a few of those battles, and you're going to wind up losing. Look at what's going on. He's fought our neighbors. He's fought the international community as far as trade. He got the stock market all screwed up. He's got these uh, fighting for this Medicaid cuts and stuff and everything going on. And we've got all this disaster and stuff going on inside this country. And what is he doing? He's out there on the golf course. He's selling $5 million past $5 million. What they got $5 million visas. So people want to come in and spend $5 million. He's battling the judicial system. He's battling a whole lot of folks there in the federal government. He's battling to keep the news media under his control. He's trying to evict all these immigrants and stuff out of this country. There's a lot of battles going on. A lot of battles. You can't win them all. I think he stretched himself a little bit too thin. That's my personal opinion. Okay. So maybe they're sitting back and watching these other folks get beat up real bad. And hopefully maybe somebody in the infinite wisdom and in their desire and stuff and everything to say, okay, you guys been whooped. Now we have a common enemy. We need to get out there and fight him. And together they can destroy him. Just like we spoke about the news media. They picked on one and they sat back there and watched. If they all had got up, they might have won that battle, or at least let them know that they ain't gonna put up with that mess and that they're gonna do what they want to do. When you see people in the news media, and I watched that guy on CNBC sit up there and said, I might lose my job, but I'm gonna tell you, Trump is wrong. This tariff crap is wrong. It wasn't the fact that he said the tariff is wrong, he said, I might lose my job. Everybody's afraid to lose their job. The Republicans, they're afraid to lose their job. The Democrats are afraid to lose their job. Something happened with the minority leader of the Senate because he first came out and said he was going to fight that stuff. And all of a sudden, 2 days before they had to vote for it, he changed his mind. Interesting to find out what happened. Very interesting. I don't know. I'm just curious about it. At first, I was pissed off at him. I was mad. I'm still mad at him. But why he changed his mind all of a sudden and didn't tell his counterparts? He put that upon the Senate all of a sudden and never told anybody he was going to do that. He had changed his mind. He didn't care very much about telling his counterpart next door, hey, man, this is what I'm going to do. And this is what it made him aware that this just was coming down the pipe. He didn't do it. He just came out and said it. You talking about a slap in Hakeem Jeffries' face. That was the biggest slap that he could have gave him at all. He did not even give him the common courtesy to tell him what he was planning on doing. And why? You think they're going to be friends? You think I would still be his friend? And you didn't tell me I'm your equal. I'm sitting over here, got my people battling these folks out. I got them in line. I'm straightening them out and I'm keeping them going. And we steadfast in doing this. And he turns around and says, on the Senate floor, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to vote for this. I changed my mind. And I'm
When you
not
think
going to
about it
even,
like that, Ed, that right there is something else, ain't it?
yeah. And I ain't
Just
got,
flat out.
I'm not going to even tell you and let you have a heads up so you can be aware that this is going to happen. He didn't do it. The man next door to him, his equal almost, did not know what he had planned on doing. It surprised the hell out of him.
You know what surprised me? My favorite senator, Durkin. Is that his
Yep,
name? From
Dick
Illinois.
Durbin. Dick Durbin.
One of my favorite senators.
Something happened, Ted. It'd be interesting to find out what the hell made them all come together. And he had his compadre, his partner in the Senate, in New York Senate. She's a New York senator. She followed behind him and told their caucus and stuff right before it happened, told them to shut up and they need to stand in line and stuff and everything that he knows what the heck he is doing. This came out of their caucus. Somebody spoke out and said who was inside the room when that stuff happened. So she stood up there and hope and sat down there and said, we're going to do this and you all need to shut up and stand in line. And a few of them did. They turned around and voted for it. Now, like I said before, I didn't surprise me about Fetterman. That didn't surprise me at all because that son of a gun, whoo, man, he's a whoo. I don't know what you would call him. And I know that we gave up a whole lot of stuff to get his butt into that daggone job, knowing that he was crazy, knowing his brain was all messed up. That could be the reason why he's all messed up because his brain ain't got back together yet. He still he's still reeling from that brain surgery. But the rest of them who did it, I can't forgive them either. And Dick, I have no idea what the heck wrong with him. Maybe he saw the handwriting on the wall and told Schumer that I'm gonna follow you, man. Me and you been around for a long time. I guess I gotta follow you. I don't know. Maybe he owed him some allegiance for something, and he done just paid him off big time. There was a few others and stuff. I don't even remember their name, but they just whew. But there was a whole lot of folks in their caucus and stuff and everything that pissed off at them real bad because of what they did. And
Then
there
there's several Republicans that didn't vote for it.
yep, there were a couple of them, but they had enough Democrats to vote for it to kick it over because they had what 9 of them. They had 9 of them motherfuckers who voted along, including Schumer, that overrode those 2 other Republicans who didn't.
Well, I haven't had a chance to read the bill yet.
I don't think anybody won't want to look at it because it's devastating. But it's only until September.
Well, I can tell right now, to be honest with you, people are, here's the thing, and I'm going to throw this out at you. Politics has become a marketing, and it's been a marketing thing for a while. But now it is a guerrilla marketing. There's marketing and then there's guerrilla marketing. And right now, the only people that's playing guerrilla marketing is the Republicans. These Democrats have to go out into those red states because they don't care about the blue states. But they can go into the blue states too. But go into those, have those cameras rolling when they walking those people out of those nursery homes, and have conversation with those people saying they're not getting their benefits, they're not getting their Medicaid, they're not getting their medicine. Talking to people who are family or mother, even parents who work but they get food stamps because they don't make enough money. To subsidize their income.
Let me bounce some knowledge off of you right now. There are 32 states in this country. I don't know. I don't remember all of them, but there are 32 states in this country, and they have the law on the books. And that law says that if for some other reason that they can't get their people, the patients and stuff in the nursing home, and they're getting ready to get put out, they have a law that is enacted that they can sue the children of those parents who are getting put out. They're going to have to pay for those older people, their parents, if they get thrown out. It's a law in the books. Nobody knew about it.
Mm.
So they're telling you that they're not going to let these folks get thrown out because they're losing their Medicaid money. They're going to force those children, those patients, to pay that bill.
Mm. What if the children? What if the elderly person that's there don't have children?
Then that's that problem. Then that's their problem. They're not going to worry about that. All they're saying is that those other ones and stuff who got children, they are going to make them pay that bill. they are going to sue them and make them pay their bill, even if they have to garnish you their checks. So they can't throw their parents and stuff out there on the street. And like you said, there are some in there who don't have children, who don't have anybody at all. They've outlived everybody. Those, I don't know what they're going to do with them.
Well, they done
Maybe.
already threw off 2 million people off of Medicaid because it used to be 59 million. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's only 87 million.
Mm-hmm. And most of them are probably people who are somewhat able-bodied, who can get around, but they're not disabled or anything like that. So, or they're extra poor, and now they're sitting out there with no insurance at all to take care of them. They don't have no Medicare, and they don't have Medicaid. I think, Ted, that it's time for us to take a look at that Project 25 document and go over that thing with a fine-tooth comb. I think it's time. I'm going to start pulling it down. I'm going to read it. Every page, all 900 pages.
Well, I went over several of the agencies. It's Small Business Administration and Education. But we can start tomorrow.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
pull
it's
it up.
time to look at it. I think it's time to look it over. Yeah, and see what their thinking was and what their ideas and stuff were when they created that project. It might be a valuable tool and stuff to see what's coming down the pipes. I don't know. He may have changed his mind about some stuff, but because I can't believe that tariffs and stuff was in there. The rest of that stuff he's doing about taking these people out of their job and doing whatever, I think is in there. And I believe that the reason why he's destroying the Department of Education is because these churches and stuff and everything now want to have church schools. They're building church schools all around, at least down here in the South, and
All over the country, bro.
they're expecting that money to come to these church schools so they can educate their children and indoctrinate them the way they want to in those schools. And only God knows what they plan on doing with those children.
Time will tell.
Hmm. That's the main reason to get rid of the Department of Education. Now, the rest of them, I don't know. And it could be just like we're thinking that they got to be able to start paying for some of that daggone tax cut that they want to extend to these businesses, these billionaires. They want that tax cut to be extended, and they will do anything to get it to be extended without bankrupting the country. But I think it's going to take bankrupting this country for them to get that tax cut. Because they're talking about putting another $4 or $5 trillion on top of the deficit that we got now. And I don't see them getting, with those cuts they're making, I don't see them getting nowhere near that $4 or $5 trillion. Nowhere near it. They may squeeze out a trillion. That's about it. They still got another 3 trillion shortfall. Woe is us. And we all know that it's going to come from Medicaid. Most of it. Because they're not going to cut the defense budget where they could easily pull out another $1 trillion. Too much money is going to those billionaires' pockets and everything in the defense contracts. Too much money. So, Mr. Harvey, what are we going to do? I said yesterday that I don't know what's going on. I done threw my hands up in the air. This is about the third time I done threw my hands up in the air. But sometimes I got to sleep and realize that I can't throw my hands up in the air because I got to keep on living, even though you might go before me. I got to be around to at least enjoy my life a little bit longer, did. I got to enjoy it just a little bit longer.
I'm gonna let that slide, okay? I ain't gonna comment. Cause you know I can go off on your ass.
Yeah, I know it. I'm waiting on it. I was waiting on on that backlash.
But hey, look here. I'm gonna say this again, people. We got over $1.3 trillion in credit card debt. We have over
Ted,
1.7.
I believe you were short. I believe there's a little bit more than that.
We got 1.7 trillion in student loan debt.
Yeah, that's about right. I think that credit card debt probably higher than that, brother, because a whole lot of people, Ted, in the last several months and stuff, that's all they've been living off is their credit cards. That credit card debt, I bet you it's not higher than that. I bet you it is, because a lot of them, like I said, they living off their credit cards. They that's all they got that's all they got. It's a few little dollars they bringing in on income, and they don't everybody max their credit cards out. Their credit cards is maxed out. They living off of them, doing whatever they can to make it through. Especially our folks. Now, did you do any research on housing?
Well, I haven't actually did. We talked about housing that these major money managers, you know, like BlackRock and Blackstone and other companies buying thousands and thousands of homes.
Mm-hmm.
However, because the devastation of fires, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, this affects the people as far as buying homes and repairing homes. And it's going across the nation. And it's devastating these people's investment because usually they'll sell them or they'll rent them out. And some of these people just walking away from these homes if they rent it out. So the thing is that because they own thousands and thousands of homes, they buy them in just lots. I mean, they have they have taken over Florida and other parts of the country, and it's a form of investment
Mm-hmm.
for them because housing. They have made housing and apartment complexes go up.
Mm-hmm.
When a house used to only cost 200,000 just 5 years ago, now it's worth 350. So
Almost
what
double
are
in
those
value.
people? I'm sorry.
Almost double in value.
Yeah. So what do those people do? What they do is they get either lines of credit. You talked about the debt. They get lines of credit or they get refinanced.
Mm-hmm. Take
And
out
they
the
say,
equity.
"Oh, you got a lot of equity in your house.
Right.
So you good for you can get up to $25,000.
Or
Do me
more.
a refi. I want that 25,000.
Mm-hmm. That's why I figured that the debt is a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That debt
So
is a lot higher than that. So a lot of them folks are taking that equity out
to
and they're
survive.
taking the equity out to just to live, just
Yeah.
to be able to live.
To survive.
Right. Not
And do
not
some
to
and they do a little purchasing power. They might buy a car or they might take a nice vacation or something like that. So
uh, well, I believe most of them are probably taking it out just to live, just to get through through basic life. But you are right. There are some who probably just taking it out for so they don't have to worry about they can go out and do a little vacationing or whatever. But with all this other stuff going on out here, with him shutting down a lot of these national parks and all this other stuff, hey, it's ain't a whole lot of places to go and everything to spend your money unless
well,
you
see,
start.
here's the thing. What they have is they know how many people is behind on their mortgage. There's thousands and thousands of people behind on their mortgages. Thousands and thousands of people behind their auto payments. They just haven't repossessed them yet. And I'm sure they're in the process of doing that anyway. That's why, I have a program or a website I go to, and here in Florida, just in the Hillsborough County, there's like every week there's new housings that's went foreclosure.
Hmm.
Some of them are not paying their taxes because the taxes are too high. The property taxes have gotten too high. Some of them are losing because their insurance is too high.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance now you're paying just as much as a mortgage now
Hmm.
a month. Your taxes is just as much as your mortgage, almost. Your mortgage might be $2,000, but you're paying $1,500 or $1,000 a month on your insurance, and then you're paying another thousand. Well, depending on where you live, most of the time, you're paying 15,000 or 20,000 for your property tax.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're paying roughly about 15 to 20,000 just on taxes and insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and plus you got your mortgage. It's almost like it's not even worth it owning a home.
It's not. It's not. A lot of times it's not.
So, but anyway, I want to talk about this if we got time. The shift, big shift going on now, bro, in the market.
Okay.
These money managers came up with a little scheme. I ain't gonna go into detail about it because it's really complex. But what they want to do is they pretending your 401k is losing money, but that's because you're not into the right system. You need to be in our system.
Mm.
And we're trying to figure out how can we, they ain't saying this, but this is what they're saying really. We're trying to figure out how can we transfer all those 401ks, as many as we can, over to our account. Because right now, I already, and I'm talking about BlackRock, we 11 trillion strong, but half of our money is dealing with retirement accounts. And they're making money. So they want that money, bro. They don't want to be just $12 trillion strong. They want to be 50 trillion strong.
So are some of these people going along with that
Like I
scam?
said, this is something that they're working out right now. They having meetings. They're looking at if it'll be valuable, will each individual be comfortable doing that with their 401ks? Because, your 401k is, the company pays a certain percentage of that.
Right. The people who are working anyway.
Yeah, the people that's working. So now, how is that going to work out? So that's money pouring in every month because you as a 401k owner, you paying into it. Then your company is paying into it. Now they're saying that's money, cash money flowing into their bucket
Mm-hmm.
every
So
month.
they're making them switch from these large companies and stuff like Fidelity and stuff like that who are holding these poor people's 401k money. So they want them to leave Fidelity and come over to BlackRock because they figure they're telling people that Fidelity and stuff can't make you enough money, but if you bring your 401k over here on us and everything, we're going to make you a lot.
That's the gig, bro. That's the gig.
Okay. Okay.
That's the gig.
So these large firms and stuff, money managing firms and stuff now could be losing a lot of clients to BlackRock or some of these other companies and stuff and everything who are trying to
These
pull
major,
some of that money.
major money manager type people, because that's what they're selling. They're trying to get that money too. So they're looking at every angle where they can keep on making their billionaires and millionaires, multimillionaires, keep
More
making
money,
that 10, 15%.
making them more money.
Because, see, a lot of these people don't want to just get 5% because they used to getting that 10, 15%. That's
Mhm.
money going to them every month. So if I'm getting $25,000 a month and then it cuts down to 15, I'm gonna be upset.
Mhm. Now, are they shooting for these people who have just retired and everything in that 55 to 65-year-old range and stuff who have retired and they still got money in their 401k? That could be
No, after you get a certain age, that got to be transferred out to a IRA or something like that.
no, they can leave them in the 401k until they reach 70 years old. Because once they get 70, they got to start taking their money out. Because the government will want their taxes.
If a person retires from a company, they take that money out.
Some of them don't. Some of them still leave that money there.
Oh, well, that might be a very few, but most people take that out, put it in an IRA.
I don't think I would take mine out and put it in the IRA. I'll leave it with that company. Okay, Mr. Harvey, what's your final word here? That's good to know, though. I'm glad that was interesting and stuff that's happening out there. I'm gonna be looking out for that.
Well, I've been come to this conclusion, and it's sad. The American people, you have been had. Most of us have been had.
We've
We've
been
been
hoodwinked.
bamboozled.
Let's say we've been hoodwinked. We've been
We've
bamboozled.
been hoodwinked. We've been run amok because your average working person, lower middle class, upper middle class, you felt you was doing okay and everything was fine as long as you got your little house and two cars and maybe $2, $3, $4, $500,000 in your retirement or more, and you got a few $1,000s saved. But they're coming for you. They're coming for you. That transfer of wealth is real. They took that transfer of wealth several times already in our lifetime. They took it away from people in our lifetime since we've been on this earth. They know what they're doing, bro. These money people, man, they're some, they know. They know how much money, disposable income, savings income, they know all of that. They got the numbers, bro, and they know where the next gold mine is. And now they're going after this gold mine. They see they didn't got enough money from real estate. They got to move on to something else. They can only take so much money from the government because, hell, our whole federal revenue is about 5 trillion or maybe a little bit more. That ain't enough money because we got expenses. We got obligations. That's why they're trying to cut so much money out of Medicaid. They want that money. When you got 87 Medicaid, you have 87 million people on Medicaid. And I think that
87 million people on Medicaid.
87 million people on Medicaid.
87 million. And there's only 350 million in this country.
That's right.
Yeah, they got to get that number down.
They already got it
Can't
down.
afford to have 87 million people on Medicaid. They got to get that number down. They got to start culling their herd.
Most,
They probably,
you know, a
they
lot
probably
of them are
figure,
children. A
Ted,
lot of them are
they
children,
probably,
bro.
now, I'm gonna throw something out here. Now, I hope you folks don't think that I'm just doing this and everything to be what they call a horror person or somebody who Stephen King type person at all, but they pick it on their old folks. They in the home because they figure they ain't gonna be around very long anyway. So we gonna get rid of probably about 2-3 million of them. Oh man, I shouldn't have said that. But it's if you are in the Medicaid system and these people are sitting there in the nursing homes and you are in control of their systems, their network systems and stuff inside of them, it'd be very easy to tweak the medication being given to those patients and seeing a whole bunch of them just decide to expire. So they can give them the wrong doses of medicine and they are gone and nobody's going to say a word about it because there's no autopsy or anything happened. Horrible thing to say, but they may be thinking about that. Culling the herd. Anyway, my thing here today is that I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with that debt. I'm still trying to figure out what this country is going to do with that debt. It's a horrible payload. Ted, if I had that kind of debt, I'd be in bankruptcy right now.
What kind of debt are you talking about?
The U.S. debt.
36 trillion?
Yeah. I'd be in bankrupt now. They've been in bankrupt me. I'd be in the bankruptcy court trying to figure out how to get out of it. And maybe they elected that man because he's so used to he understands bankruptcy because he done been bankrupt so much that he might be able to get him out. That's probably what they voted for.
Wait a minute.
That's probably what they voted for.
Ed, the man said that he loves debt.
That's probably what they voted for because he know how to get out of debt.
4 years, Ed, in 4 years, he put $8 trillion more debt on the debt.
Right. That's probably what they voted for.
Debt. So what he care about that? He don't care about that. So he want to put another 4.5 or $5 trillion, put us back in debt. So him alone would be about 14 trillion.
Well, maybe that's why they put him in office, because he can handle that debt. He ain't gonna bring it down, but he'll still create a whole lot of mess. To tell a whole lot of folks, hey, this month, I can't pay you this month. I'm sorry.
Tighten up your belt. Tighten up your belt.
Tighten up the belt, because I can't pay you this month.
I know hey, I can hear him now. I know it's rough out there, but just hang on. It's gonna get better.
Just hang on, it's gonna get better.
It's
Have
gonna
fun.
get better.
Like you told them farmers, have fun. They ain't ready to go bankrupt. You told them to have fun.
Hey, last week, you just mentioned bankruptcy. Last week there was 495,000,000 people that was bankrupt this year. There's now 500,829.
Bankrupt.
Went up 5,000 people, companies, or individuals.
Here we go, people. Here we go.
95,000 foreclosures.
And what segment is this? In the farm segment, or this is residential or personal? Personal.
All foreclosures.
Huh?
All foreclosures.
All foreclosures. Okay.
They don't break it down into.
Whoever got a few dollars saved up, it might be a good time to get some deals out there and buy up some stuff here and everything and put it into your portfolio if you got some liquid cash.
Oh, it's opportunity now, man. The people with money.
Opportunity now to buy up
It's
some stuff.
opportunity.
Yes, sir. This is opportunity.
It's
You got some
opportunity,
cash?
bro.
You got some cash? That's it.
This is opportunity. Now you can buy businesses.
Everything.
That went out of business. Who's that just shutting down the little teenage shop, 21.
21. Oh, okay. They done
Just
gone
went
bankrupt.
Yep.
They got a lot of
Shutting
stuff out
everything
there.
down.
They got a lot of merchandise out there that's going to be going away real cheap. People, it's going to be a fire sale.
Yeah, pick it up and sell it on Google or
Yes,
whatever, Amazon.
Amazon or the other folks. I forget the name of the other people.
There's always opportunity to make money.
Oh yeah, there's opportunity to make some money out there.
Always, if you got to get up and go.
Yeah, I can take mine on Craigslist.
That's right. You got Craigslist, and what's that other one? It's another one too.
All right, people. You all have a good day.
Hustle time.
Oh, and in the words of our famous assassinated leader, y'all been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. No, Malcolm. He done rolled over about 4 or 5 times in his grave. I told y'all, you been bamboozled. He been hoodwinked. Bye, people.